Hello everyone. So for this Throwback Thursday, we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna watch the 1976 Bassmaster Classic. And why I picked this one is I've seen it before a while ago. Don't really remember a whole lot of it other than one crazy detail about it. It's really goofy. So, yeah, hope you guys like this. Watch it. I'll make some goofy comments and whatever. We'll talk about it. We'll just hang out. First, I need to grab a hoodie. Whew, it's cold in here for some reason. Alright, so here we go. Let me pull it up, put in my headphones, and yeah. So sit back, enjoy a brew, and let's start watching it.
To watch all of us swimming around kind of lazy-like, no one would ever guess we were warming up for the biggest game of our lives. We have to warm up just like people do. But just because we look a little bored doesn't mean we aren't excited. In fact, I've probably got more butterflies than any other member of our club. Oh, yes. Our club is called MANS. That stands for the Man Anglers National Society.
Okay, so this whole classic is told by a bass. Like, it makes no sense. It's a bass, a largemouth bass, telling the story. MASS, Man Angler Sportsman Society. That's why I picked this one. It's super silly, super dumb. But 76, is this Clun's classic? I don't remember. Clun's first classic? I think so. But it's silly.
Present time. And we're presently going to where'd you say we're going? We're going where?
We're waiting for 25 very special visitors. They're members of a big club called BASS, and each one of them is an outstanding fisherman.
We'll let you know some more information.
At least this is cool. You know, what they used to do in the old classics, having the,
They know very little about us.
you know, it being secret and just putting them on a plane, and then Ray Scott would tell them mid-air where they're going. That was pretty cool.
They don't even know they're coming to Guntersville Lake. We found out through the grapevine weeks ago, and we've been getting ready ever since.
And you're headed on a northeast course to Huntsville, Alabama, just to the east of there, called Guntersville Lake.
Bass fishermen are so funny. They think they're coming down here to catch us. What they don't realize is they're the ones that are going to get caught. I have to admit one thing. When we start one of our tournaments, we don't put on the kind of show people do.
Oh, the good old marching bands that they used to have at the old classics, too. Ray Scott loved marching bands for some reason. Maybe it was just the women in scantily clad outfits like that. Maybe that's what he's really into. But
Implies is the classiest tournament of them all. The contestants were the top money winners on the pro circuit in 19...
Nice hat.
And the winner of this one gets $25,000. Most of them bring their wives. They get wined, dined, and entertained.
Jimmy? Ah, Jimmy
50
Houston.
members of the press are invited just
His
for
flowery
that story.
shirt and white bell bottoms. Looking classy as ever. Ugh. Okay, so that's just said script.
All they have to bring with them are their
Script
tackle
by
boxes,
Dick
their rods and reels.
Toomey.
Everything else is
Toomey.
waiting, red carpet and all.
So he's the one to blame for this
I
ridiculous.
can't understand why they make such a big fuss about the weight of the tackle boxes. What difference does it
Oh
make whether
yeah,
one man
they used
has a
to.
few
They
more
could only
weight than
have a
another?
certain amount of
We
weight
don't care
in their
if
tackle
we're
boxes.
If we
Back
wanna
in the
catch
day,
them,
that was
we
always
will.
cool.
And if we don't, we won't.
A lot different.
Isn't he a doll?
then.
I just love his dimples.
Not just the really cool outfits. they had
Anyway,
back
I
then.
suppose they have to have their rules. We have ours, too. Only 983 of our members have qualified for the Classic. And once they were chosen, we gave them strict instructions not to discuss the tournament with anybody. I guess the biggest difference between us and these fishermen, except for appearance, of course, is that we have as many female athletes as we do male. In fact, down here, it's really a woman's world. Even though I wouldn't trade places with the person for anything in the world, I'll tell you a secret. I would love to be a professional bass fisherman on the first morning of the Classic. Just once. Just once, I'd like to know how it must feel to get in a fancy boat with all of my equipment.
Ooh, caddies pulling boats in the 70s.
Crisp morning air.
Super cool.
To look through the fog and try to anticipate just how
Ooh, race car.
famous bass fishing trophy of them all, and the $25,000 that goes with it. We can only imagine what all of that is like. Of course, we have no need for money. For us, it would be the prestige and thrill of getting to ride in one of those beautiful bass rigs. The Bassmasters Classic is so well organized, it makes organizing my tournament a wave. I keep forgetting. I mean, it's a breeze. Anyway, the fishermen go out in 3 flights, a few minutes apart. At the takeoff point, for a little while, it looks like a whole Navy fleet. But in just a few minutes, Big G, that's what...
So I guess by this time, they cut it down from just the shotgun start, like in the first couple classics, where it's seriously just gunshot and just everyone just goes, which looked like total mayhem. Why tournaments don't do this anymore. You know, it's just super dangerous. But now instead they have like 3 flights, she said. It said. The largemouth.
Just at the weigh-in. In our tournament, we have 5 flights, with nearly 200 members to a flight. We sent them out about 12 hours ago. They have to have the time to get to the places they think the fishermen will go. You know, you have to be a mind reader in this business.
Stupid. So the bass are
Getting a
catching
chance to catch
the
one of
anglers,
best fishermen
man.
in the country is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for most of our man anglers. In fact, it's something of a privilege.
Manglers.
We know how hard the fishermen had to work to get here. They traveled all over to fish in 6 qualifying tournaments, and they had to earn enough points to place in the top 24. They study, practice, they test new equipment. Actually, they overdo it. I wish I had some way of telling them, because as smart as they are, most of them think they're catching us. Isn't that crazy? I think they must feel that way because they bring us into their boats. Silly men. That's just the point of the whole
Jimmy
thing.
Houston. Oh, look at good old Jimmy Houston. Look at that. Man, that guy was cool, man. Are those like ropes? And that's all open? In his pants? I don't know. I have no idea. Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy.
I'm catching that fish, I guarantee you.
Guarantee.
Once in a while you can mess up on a cast, not do something right, backlash or something, and the bait just lays there.
Don't recognize him.
For some reason you'll come up and hit it, but 99% of the fish that you catch is going to be caught.
Pistol grip rods, man. That was something.
Well, let's face it, that old bass is the one that's got to do the moving around and catch the bait. He's got to be motivated more so to grab it than you are a fish. I mean, he's the actual active member. You're just presenting something out there to him. Maybe he'll want, maybe he won't. You're hoping he will.
With that kind of attitude, he has to do well.
I hadn't had a whole enough fish today to know whether they're catching me or whether I'm catching them.
I think in his mind he attacked my spinnerbait, really.
Spinnerbait.
he wanted to kill it or eat it or something, but I threw in there about 6 times before he ever come up to it.
Take my spinnerbait.
What does he expect us to do? Jump in his boat the first chance we get?
Well, yeah, sometimes they just don't want to be caught. Just like right now.
If he really wants it, you can't keep you from getting it. When they decide they're not going to eat, there's not just a whole lot you can do about it. You might tease one or aggravate him. But if he's not on a feeding binge, he's mighty tough to catch.
Well, I caught that fish. He didn't catch me because he barely did breathe on that little jig and pork rind, and I just happened to feel him.
Jig and pork rind, man.
Gracious me, some people will never learn. I just wish for once these fishermen could see our members in action, and they would know who was doing the catching. Go, Alfred! Wow! I bet people feel the same thrill when they jump out of airplanes.
I wish I had me about 6 more like that one.
Traffic headquarters, boat number 1. Come on.
Ooh, Radio Shack.
5 bass, so we'll go 5 to 6 pounds.
Well, we'd like to have a report a little more regularly, but what?
Okay.
Today, only 68 of us caught anything. But no wonder. People, and especially fishermen, must be the most nervous creatures on Earth. They zoom here, they dash there, back and forth, here one minute, gone the next. Mercy sakes, they don't stay in one place long enough for us to find them. Can you imagine swimming 5 miles to find Tommy Martin because you think he's going to be the winner? Then just when you get your jaws around his worm, he buzzes off without so much as a hug.
Want to get their jaws around his worm. Oh, I had $1 for every time I heard that.
And 70,000 acres of water. For us,
I'd have $1
trying to find a needle in the
because I heard it
milfoil.
just now.
Well, I guess I shouldn't complain. They just don't know any better. They came a long way, too, most of them. Jack Chancellor is a rookie from over in Phoenix City. There's a man from Missouri, Roger Moore. He was ranked 3rd in 1976. I'm not speaking to Billy
Roger
Westmoreland.
Moore.
He would rather court a smallmouth. He even wrote a book
Name
about
from
him.
the past.
Hi, Bill Ward of the famous Ward fishing family. Gregory Ward is Bill's son and the youngest classic fisherman ever.
Has really cool
The back of that
sideburns.
head belongs to Don Mann, half of a sweet brother act.
Ooh. On
Wade
man.
Reed won the Tennessee Invitational to get
Name's
him.
Jellyworm.
He's from Louisiana. Now there's a winner. Jack Haynes won the Classic last year.
Mr. Billy Phillips from Tennessee. He had
The only amateur here is Billy Phillips. His Tennessee team won the Federation tournament,
Billy
and he was the team leader. I wonder if he had any idea that he would place 4th after the first day of fishing. In 1975, this sweet-looking thing led the Classic for 2 days, only to lose it because not one Currituck bass got him on the 3rd day. Paul Chambly's from Raleigh, North Carolina.
I don't know what that was.
11 pounds, 6 ounces, says the field master.
Tommy Martin came all the way from Texas to try to win his 2nd Classic.
He's got 5 bass, and incidentally, they're all alive.
Now there's a
All
fine
alive.
specimen. Jimmy Houston is the 1976
Jimmy
Bass Angler of the
Houston.
Year.
Looking good.
All right, got Mr. Jimmy Houston with 4 and 4. Jimmy Houston, Tahlequah, Oklahoma. Don't touch the table now, gentlemen. Here we go. All right, we got Mr. Rayo Breckenridge.
Rayo Breckenridge is a former Classic
Rayo
winner, too,
Breckenridge.
and 7th on the all-time
Really
money
cool
list.
name. No.
Have you ever seen a superstar? Well, feast your eyes on
Bill
Bill
Dance.
Dance, the all-time point leader on the Bass Trail. Let's see. What has
Gotta
he
love
done to
Bill
live up to
Dance.
that reputation? Oh, my.
If you don't know, go search on YouTube for Bill Dance
There's a young fella
bloopers
from, Texas.
from his
Well,
TV
nothing
show.
knows
It's
how to stay
hilarious.
fit. We can find him.
Ricky
Colin
Club.
takes this fishing business very seriously.
Best to ever do it.
He's
I don't care what
definitely
anyone
got
says. Ricky
But he
Club.
has only half the pounds of this easygoing charmer.
I mean
thrown
KVD
down.
too if you want to go that one.
Bo, you don't be in a hurry now. We tease Bo about being fast. Well, he's fast on the bass.
Bo has good sense.
Fast on the bass.
He knows who's doing the catching. That's why he stuck around the same place and gave us a chance. I'll bet his wife Gladys is happy right now. She probably scolded him more than once for moving so slowly.
Gladys.
Maybe from now on she'll tell him to take his time.
His wife Gladys. That's definitely a 70s name, man.
And no doubt, the Guntersville bass like his style. They must have heard he was an Olympic champion in his younger days.
Here's your weight. 19.9. Let's have a nice hand. 19.9. Let's done.
If this were a horse race, a lot of people would be tearing up their coupons about now, and the race isn't even half over.
Terrible, terrible graphics there. I know it's the 70s, but white on the white background? Come on.
Flat worn out. They've been chasing boats
I do that
all over
sometimes.
one of the largest lakes in the country, and they deserve a rest. The fishermen are energetic.
Whoa!
They try
Okay,
hard to
okay.
relax and get their minds off
Took a
fishing.
wrong turn. I'm not liking it. Seeing this guy's happy trail. Oh my god.
One thing that Ray always does.
This guy's like to see the happy trail.
All of us here, the wives, I think this is a deal for them.
I don't know where. I didn't know where I was going this morning. I just got out on the lake and looked things over and started.
Didn't know where you're going the next night either, because you were drunk as hell still.
I'm still thinking about it.
That's what's worrying me. I tried my patterns and my lures today that should have worked.
And I think that I've decided that tomorrow I'm going to go out and I'm going to stick with spinner baits in the milfoil. I'm going to fish milfoil deep. I'm going to fish it on shallow.
I done come in tonight and changed all the line on all my rods and sharpened my hooks and got my baits on it, and I'm through until in the morning.
I'm thinking about fishing. I really am. I'm just real primed up for this thing. All I'm thinking about is
Did you say firmed up?
maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. I'm going to do the best I can.
As much as I'd like to stay up and listen to the music, I better get ready for tomorrow. It's a beautiful evening. So peaceful.
Okay. And there, pee break and refill. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Oh yeah, there's a catch. Not a great one,
I
but
have a confession.
not even close to a keeper.
I don't really like all bass fishermen. We see a lot of them on a lake this big. We see them at their best and at their worst. It's not a very nice thing to do, but some of the other girls and I love to eavesdrop. We just slide right up under a boat and gosh, the things we hear. But I never met a bass pro I didn't like. That doesn't mean I have to agree with everything he says, but I do admire them. They have so much confidence, and they're gentle with us, and they take care of our home. They have so much talent, and catching one is so much more fun than catching an ordinary fisherman. I think you could say we have a love affair. But you know, we do aggravate them unmercifully because we play hard to get.
The thing that amazes me about them is that they're just so unpredictable. He's very...
I couldn't tell what he was saying.
Definitely aggressive.
He's like a woman. Never can make up his mind.
No man can predict a woman, and you can't predict bass.
He's smart and very unpredictable.
If you come out here every time you went fishing and caught a box full of fish, it would soon get old, I guess. It's just a challenge of...
Lots of not PC comments right now. This was the 70s, man. And they were joking. Okay.
I wish I had me about...
But you can't say anything in this day and age.
This is the Olympic champion checking in. I got a limit of 10 fish here. Yeah, they're all about, they're all 12 inches long, but I don't think they weigh over 3 or 4 pounds. They're pretty skinny.
I respect your opinions, men, but not one of you mentioned our best quality. We're adventurous and courageous. Otherwise, we would never hold a tournament for our members. Can you imagine what it must be like for a bass? To leave the comfort and safety of your home, to be swept into the air with a chance of drowning, to be put into a plastic bag and handed from one human being to another, it's downright scary. But it's just like a people sport. The thrill of it all is worth the danger. To tell you the truth, we really have a ball. Harold Sharp has nice hands.
Harold Sharp has nice hands.
6 pounds, 10 ounces. Billy West Carolina. July, Tennessee. Billy Phillips. He estimated 9:13 today at 2 o'clock, and his weight.
Everybody had a little better luck with us today. Mr. Dowden is so consistent. Our anglers tell me he's so slow, they can swim backwards and still catch him. He got his limit again.
Like, bass has always been so good with the catch and release thing, other than when they first started and they do stringers and they're killing them, like in the 60s and early 70s. But even like that doesn't look good. Ooh, Ricky Clun.
Some of my girlfriends got a good look at it. Martha and Annabelle both caught him.
Golf claps for Ricky Clun. But like they still have, even back then they had over 95% like release rate, like survival rate for bass. So even like the plastic bag looks so much worse than what they use now. You know, like the aired bags and in the tanks and always keeping them in the water and stuff like that, but still worked. Ooh, those are some good ones.
She's such a fat hog. She already weighs over 8.5 pounds. Mr. Green has had a good day, but unless we see a miracle, I believe we have a two-man race. And you can believe one thing. Every one of 805 bass left in the tournament will be searching for Clun and Dowden tomorrow. Oh, I won't be able to sleep a wink tonight.
Yep. So this one is Clun's first win. I thought so, but first classic win.
Well, I wouldn't move for anything, even if you promised me a classic tournament every weekend. The fishermen stay in that luxury motel. See there? It sits right on top of that 500-foot bluff. Nice. Guntersville State Park has everything. And my mountain lake, you can't beat it. It has over 1,000 miles of shoreline.
Guntersville, man. One day.
From here you can travel to any port in the
you guys need to buy Redbeard Bass and Baits so I can make a ton of money and then I can go to Guntersville. Like, come on.
The city was named for John Gunter.
Help brother out, man.
His grandson was Will Rogers.
Seriously, go buy some.
Well, I guess I am prejudiced. But I'm not the only one. Bass fishermen are just as prejudiced about fishing. And they're awfully opinionated, and some of them are even chauvinistic. They think men are bigger, stronger, and better at everything. But some of them finally are admitting that under the water, the females run the show.
They run tests on bass, even in the tanks, and the female will grow faster, seems to grow faster than the male.
I've never seen a male bass that go better than 6 pounds. Female bass, I've seen them, well, up to 11, 12 pounds is what I've actually seen.
I think that after a bass reaches a certain size, he changes sex. That sounds ridiculous, but I believe it.
What did he say?
Of course, usually you sow bass.
I agree. What? Maybe he's onto something. They change sex, man.
Try to keep the lake populated. Us poor fishermen. I see there's no male there. There's the nest. A lot of people think the female does, but it's wrong. It's the old male. And every one of them, after they've been on the nest for about 4 or 5 days, they'll be scrawny as a rail.
Oh, poor things.
I just don't believe male bass are stunted. But I think that after a time, they change.
Still talking about his sex change theory. Very forward-thinking, that guy. He's very popular now, I bet.
And a lot of small male bass because they're more active, they feed more, and they burn up more energy.
Males probably are more aggressive and more active, and they tend to wear themselves out and just generally die off.
Right. I never thought a whole lot about it, except I like to catch the big females. That's all.
You devil, you.
Ditto.
I could be crazy.
No comment.
Well, you know, a lot of women
Just kidding, honey.
That's where it comes from. How damn.
A lot of those guys may not think we girls the largest, but I can tell them one thing. If they had just 2 like me in a plastic bag, they might have a shot at first place.
Oh, that fish had a worm in his mouth and using this old torn up thing, I had to... He probably had it by about the back half. I didn't... Got a little jumpy on that and didn't...
The bad microphones in the 70s combined with... Ooh, that's a nice truck. Combined with the accents, like, it's hard to understand sometimes. I'm just saying it. It's probably mostly the microphones.
And it's hard to remember exactly what happened. You would like to doze off again and try to get a second chance to do something different. Most of the fishermen know they're out of it. In fact, all but 3 know it. In a way, they're glad it's over. They did their best and they're bushed. Like most...
Big collar on Dance there.
They've already put this one behind them.
Big dancing collar.
Head to another day, another tournament down the road.
Everybody knows this guy in the blue jacket. Bill Dance.
Some of our bass...
Hey, look at that big dancing collar.
...are so far down. With over 20 pounds, Bill Dance may have the largest catch of the 3rd day. I get so excited at the end of a tournament.
Golf claps for Rick Clunn all the time.
And a mighty good bass fisherman, ladies and gentlemen.
Mighty good bass fisherman.
Rick Klein, Montgomery, Texas.
Clunn has his limit again.
Bad shot.
He's only 1
Bad
short
shot of
60
Clunn.
pounds for 3 days. Everyone knows that's good. That means Dowden has to have 19 pounds 2 ounces to tie.
Dowden needs 19-2.
Remember that now. Rick Klein.
That slowpoke, where is he? Last time I saw him, he didn't let Freddie catch him.
Ooh, Jimmy.
Jimmy Houston.
You can tell a lot of these men are disappointed, but they don't really know what disappointment is. Do you realize that out of our 980...
Can't do the Jimmy Houston laugh, man. It's like that.
What do you suppose those odds are?
All right, here we go. Ricky Green.
Ricky Green.
8 bass, all 8 alive. 17, 15, that's right on him.
Sideburns in the 70s. Huge.
Jenna Phillips qualified as the leader of the National Club Program, the Chapter Championship. Hey, Rick, slow down. Look at this ring of ours.
There he is. He's the only man left who can beat Clunn. And he's carrying, let's see, 9 young bass, and they all have their fins crossed. Do they weigh enough? Oof, I can't stand the suspense.
They all have their fins crossed.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bo Dodd from Natchitoches, Louisiana, is going to be real close. 14 pounds, 14 ounces.
Rick Clunn wins.
$10,000 will make him feel better.
Dang, Jackie O glasses.
Much different from the second day, except Bill Dance shot from 16th to 7th place. What a tournament. The best statistic of all is that all 314 bass that flop their little tails on the scales are heading back home. Safe
You hear that, people?
and full of stories about the Bassmasters Classic.
Catch and release, son.
Probably will be exaggerated, and our fingerlings will get tired of hearing them. But
Us bass anglers aren't bad people.
one of us on Big G get the chance to catch one of the world's best bass fishermen. There's one of them there.
It's a crazy
You
plaque.
see the one with the cowboy hat? He's the president of BASS. Someday I'm going to have to meet that handsome devil. Someday, I just may have to catch that rascal.
There we go. The classic of 1976. crazy, ridiculous TV show. Who wrote that? Bob Tooney? I don't know, even Bill Tooney? Whoever the heck wrote that. Got some serious issues. I'm sure you're passed away by now, but yeah, like, what the hell were you smoking, bro? So that's just ridiculous. So the Bass, they caught Rick Clunn those 3 days, and they won. All right. No, Rick Clunn, first classic, the most ridiculous Bassmasters classic show, fishing show, any show. I don't know. It's just the most odd thing I've ever seen. But anyway, I hope you liked this weird little Throwback Thursday. If you did, comment down below. I'll do some more of these. Maybe some more classics, some other random stuff. Like I said when I first announced that I was going to be doing these videos 5 to 7 days a week, and Thursdays I had the theme of Throwback Thursdays, I said that I would go over like some of my old videos, whatever, like that no one really watched. So I might do that too, and kind of tell behind the scenes stuff and laugh at myself because it's always fun, and all that stuff. But do some more of these if you guys like them, and also tell more stories on Thursday, and go and watch the videos, man. Like, yesterday I just posted a awesome video catching some big ins, and doing a bait review at the same time. So good old classic fishing video there. More of those to come, and all that. So anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one.